You're listening to The Spooky Darlings, where three sisters love a cryptid crawl. I'm Haley.
I'm Nettie.
I'm Emily.
And today we're doing Missouri.
24th state, alphabetically.
Is it truly?
Is it 24 or is it 25?
24.
Nettie, I think you
Might be wrong.
Because
wrong.
wasn't Mississippi 24 and we accidentally said it was 23?
Correct.
So we're
Yes,
25.
this is Missouri. It's 25. We are
Halfway
today
through.
is halfway through our cryptid crawl.
Oh my gosh, milestones happening left and right. Halfway through our cryptid crawl, we're about to record our 100th anniversary episode, and we just celebrated our 100th overall episode.
Our 100th anniversary. You're right.
1 year anniversary.
We've been doing this for 100 years.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be amazing?
No.
With my sisters, yes. I could do this forever. I could do this for 1,000 years.
Just like
Yes,
Christina
me
Perry.
too. I just was picturing us as 100 years old right now, and that's the part that I thought didn't feel as
Oh,
amazing.
I immediately pictured us as vampires that didn't age and were really attractive.
Oh,
It's just,
you're right.
Yeah, that's where my mind went.
Yeah.
So, I'll start.
Nettie, starting us.
Yeah.
Okay, Missouri Cryptids. I am going to tell you today about the Ozark Howler, a Missouri cryptid. And my sources are cryptidsfandom.com wiki, and then onlyinarkansas.com. It's actually onlyinark.com, and then a couple Reddit threads. So the Ozark Howler actually goes by many names. The Ozark Black Howler, the Hoo-Hoo, the Nightshade Bear, and the Devil Cat, amongst others. And it is a cryptid reported...
The hoo-hoo, wasn't that something Emily covered of like the loggers?
Oh my
The
gosh.
hoo-hoo?
Yeah, the Concatenated Order of Hoo-Hoo.
Oh, yes, you did! Oh my gosh, I had forgotten about that
Didn't
one.
Taylor
Actually-
like
I didn't fully cover that. That was just like a side note.
on the cryptid you were covering.
but didn't
Yeah,
Elizabeth
was
Taylor
it on
like
Arkansas?
host a
I think it was Arkansas, which is funny because Arkansas and Missouri are neighboring states, and they both are the Ozarks, and this is the Ozark Howler.
I love this.
Oh,
okay.
good memory, Haley.
Thank
Good
you.
job. There's a couple other crossovers too.
I love it.
Keep them in mind.
Yay.
So it has a few other names too, and it is reported to live in the remote parts of Missouri, but not just Missouri. It also has been spotted throughout the Ozarks in Arkansas, Oklahoma, and even though Texas is not part of the Ozarks, there have been sightings of the Ozark Howler in Texas. This elusive monster is usually described as being the size of a large bear, think grizzly, with thick, muscular upper body, and its legs are stocky and muscular, but disproportionate to the rest of its body. So it doesn't look like a bear when you look full on. Like when you're looking at the Ozark Howler, you're like, it's bear-like, but not a bear.
Okay.
It's bear-like, but with like bigger, more muscular legs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really thick legs.
Perhaps. I think maybe more canine-like legs.
Skinny legs.
Like a pear-shaped bear.
muscular.
and a
It
baby
ha-
face.
It has black, shaggy hair, and it also has horns on its head. So those of you that are like, must be a bear, must be a wolf, horns.
Horns.
It has horns on its head.
Goat
Its
like.
eyes are reported to glow red or orange, and in some reports, yellow. Its cry, or howl, is often described as being a combination of a wolf's howl, an elk's bugle, and the laugh of a hyena. I was hoping you would do it. I was going to ask you to if you didn't, but I had a feeling you would. Some
Is that
say,
what hyenas say?
I think they sound like they're laughing.
I was trying to blend it all. Because they
Okay.
don't hyenas laugh.
Hyenas, yeah, a laughing hyena. They sound like the laugh of a hyena. And it does say the elk's bugle and the laugh of a hyena. And some say it also incorporates the sound of a human screaming, which
Should I-
also a
should I
fox,
retry?
a vixen, like a fox vixen, sounds like a human woman screaming.
Oh, scary.
Yeah, I just listened to a recording.
Like that?
Haley, you nailed it. I listened to a recording the other night because we were hearing some weird sounds outside our window, and Theo and I were trying to figure out what it was. And I was like, it's either cats mating or it might even be a baby deer. And so the next day I looked it up, and it was most likely not necessarily a baby deer, but a deer or a baby owl.
Oh.
And I don't remember which kind of owl.
Oh.
But there's like a sound that's like almost like a raspy sheep baying, like a bah, bah. So that's why I thought cat, because there's no sheep in our neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
But we do live up against the mountains. There are tons of deer always in my yard, and there are a bunch of babies right now. And in fact, there's like a bunch of fawns running around. And we have cats everywhere. So I thought cat, but also we do have owls. And so it could have been an owl. But it was just like the
Wait,
craziest.
make this sound again. It wasn't a scream. It was a...
This is not the Ozark Howler. This is what I heard outside my window.
Yeah.
Which
yeah,
then
I'm with you.
it was like a kind of like that. So almost like a bat,
Wow.
but almost a little raspy.
Crazy.
Like you've been smoking for 20 years?
A little cat-like. Yeah, it was like a but I don't know. My thought was deer at first. Cats mating, deer. But then once I listened to the recordings, I'm thinking deer or owl, not cats.
We had an owl
Crazy.
outside our
A
Airbnb.
cougar screaming also sounds like a terrified woman.
Oh my gosh, yes,
Yes.
it does.
I remember,
Very.
and then I remember you called. Like,
Nettie called.
I called.
We
you called.
heard it.
Oh, okay.
We
You
heard
have
it.
told me this story. You called.
I called and
And
they
they
it was
called
happened to be
Fish
a
and
April Fool's
Wildlife.
Day, and they told me they were like, "You're not telling us the
Crazy.
truth. Cougars don't scream." That's what the guy said to me. Then I told the neighbor across the street whose yard it was in, and he was like, "Cougars do scream," and he was like an avid hunter.
Yeah.
And he was all like, "And I'm mad they told you that." Anyways, back to the Ozark Howler.
Yes.
So there's a skeptic, then an author named Chad Arment who wrote a book called Cryptozoology, and he claims that the Ozark Howler is a hoax. According to Chad Arment, he received several email messages that made claims about the sightings of the Ozark Howler, and then he also found that other cryptozoologists had also received similar messages. So they tracked these messages down to a student at the University of Arkansas and found that this student had made a bet with some of his buddies that he could get the cryptozoology community to believe his claims. So he basically
Okay.
fabricated stories, sent them to the cryptozoologists, and the cryptozoologists are like, well, we want to find out more. Tracked him down. Turned out
What? Did you say what year this was?
it was in the in the early aughts or maybe the 2010s.
Okay.
So, however, there's another cryptozoology author named Jason Offutt, and he points out in a book that he wrote called Chasing American Monsters that many people have dismissed the Ozark Howler, but Howler sightings stretch back to the early 1800s. So while those claims may have been a hoax, there have been plenty of sightings and claims about the Ozark Howler that cannot be proven to be a hoax.
Wow.
And our famous Lauren Coleman endorsed this book by Jason Offutt, which again is called Chasing American Monsters.
I love when
Did
Lauren
he like
Nixon
write the
points.
foreword or something? He's always
he
writing
just said he
forewords.
endorsed the book as, quote, highly recommended.
I love
Quote.
that.
So I don't know if he wrote the foreword, but he does say that this could be in the foreword. Offutt does a special service to the field of cryptozoology with this book.
Yes.
So the first recorded sighting of the Ozark Howler was by none other than famous folk hero and frontiersman. Any guesses?
Davy Crockett.
Oh,
No, but it's so
quieter.
close. Daniel Boone.
Paul Bunyan.
Boone.
Daniel Boone.
Daniel Paul Bunyan Boone.
Daniel He claimed to encounter the beast, which back in the day they called it the Yahoo. But the description fits the Ozark Howler. And he said he was hunting in the Missouri wilderness when he came upon a large, hairy, horned creature. And guess what he did?
Shot it.
Yes, he did. He fired a shot at it. He claims it made a terrifying cry, which he described as a mix between a scream and a howl. And in some accounts, he said the beast ran off. And in other accounts, he said that he killed it and took it home as a trophy. Now, here are some possibilities as to what the Ozark Howler might be. Forrest Galante. He's a famous but controversial wildlife adventurer who kind of came to fame by being on the TV show Naked and Afraid, where you're dropped naked in the wilderness for 21 days with someone else and try to survive. He claims that the Ozark Howler is none other than the North American red wolf. But I looked up pictures of the North American red wolf, and there is not a wolfier looking wolf than the North American red wolf. It doesn't have horns. It can't be mistaken for a bear.
Wait,
it is also
doesn't have horns?
not black. And I don't even know if its fur could be described necessarily as shaggy. It's like a wolf fur. Like it's I don't know. I just wouldn't say shaggy.
Yeah. Wolves, they don't grow their hair out.
No, they don't.
Always somebody who hasn't seen it, who's telling the people that claim to have seen it what they probably saw.
It's like, probably just a wolf. Like that.
Like, I think we're dealing with idiots that don't know what wolves look like, and it was a wolf.
And so there's a lot of wildlife in the Ozarks. Mm-hmm. There's deer, there's elk, red wolves, like we just talked about. There's coyote, red fox, gray fox, bobcats, turkeys, black bears, mountain lions. And there are some obvious parallels between a black bear, a mountain lion, and the Ozark Howler. Mm-hmm. So it could be that someone is seeing a mountain lion and being like, oh no, a bear. And then in their mind, they conflate it. Or opposite, a wolf of some kind and been like, oh no, a bobcat. You know what I mean? And like somehow conflated in their mind. But there have been so many reports that it is the size of a bear, but not a bear. Really muscular upper body, canine-like, but also cat-like.
Pecs.
Long tail. Long bobcat-like tail, which bears do not have, and horns. They don't say antlers. They say horns.
Okay. The muscular upper body, I'm sorry.
But it's on all fours.
It's really throwing me.
So it does not walk by, it doesn't walk bipedally, right?
It does not walk bipedally. It's on all fours. Also, I think that maybe I drew too much attention to the muscular upper body. I would say that maybe it was described more as stocky.
I'm just picturing pecs.
And
I'm really sorry. Pecs and abs. I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to drop that. It's on all fours. Stocky. Horns.
It's on all fours, but sometimes it goes back like this so you can see the pecs and abs with its hands.
I'm just kind of, like, if you think about, I guess when I pictured it, I was thinking about like some of like broader chested canines, like a pit bull or like a
Boxer.
Rottweiler, where they like very clearly have a broader chest than like, for example, even a coyote.
Okay.
Like a coyote or a wolf, I actually wouldn't consider like a muscular broad
so
chest.
You're saying that it's got traps and a thick neck.
Exactly. It's
And
exactly what I'm
horns.
saying. And horns.
Not antlers. Horns.
Horns. Yeah.
Are the horns pointy?
Yeah. Yes. So there's also a possibility that this could be a legend that was brought to the Americas by European superstition. The lore of the Ozark Howler reports that the creature's glowing red or orange eyes can put people in a trance-like state, and other stories have been passed along that the crazy howls that you hear are an omen of death. For example, if you see the howler, your death is imminent. And if this sounds familiar, it's because it lines up with the legends of the black dog, which Haley covered in Connecticut Cryptids, if you remember. But that legend most likely comes from the British Isles, which is also known as the black shuck or old shuck or a hellhound, which I know you're talking a little bit about a hellhound, so I wonder if there's going to be a little overlap. But the people that settled the Ozarks are the Scotch-Irish and the British people, the same people that settled Appalachia, settled the Ozarks, but they're not connected. Like the Ozarks are separated by the Mississippi River and the Mississippi Valley. And so, but people like when Appalachia started to get, like what I read was like it started to get a little more crowded, people then kind of moved on and started settling the Ozarks, but it was the same group of people. So it's going to be similar legends and similar folklore brought over.
Yeah. Well, and if you're like into Appalachia or anything, people talk a lot about how Scotland's cryptids and Appalachia's cryptids overlap.
Yeah.
And like it's kind of like the same layout.
Yes.
Yeah.
So someone packed some of those cryptids in their trunks when they came over.
Thank you.
So is it possible that the Ozark Howler is an Americanized version of the black dog brought over from the British Isles? Because we know people bring their superstitions with them when they settle into new places.
They sure do.
Now, even though,
and then they add horns.
if you look up the Ozark Howler, there's people that will say over and over, this has been proven to be a hoax, because they're referring to the student from the University of Arkansas who his particular sightings and evidence was proven to be a hoax. But there have been actually several recorded sightings of a creature that could be the Ozark Howler. And I'm going to tell you about a few of them. So in December 2015, this one is clearly also was proven to be a hoax, but this happened in Arkansas. A television station reported that it had received photographs that were supposed to be images of the creature from a viewer, and they contacted the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, who responded that that the images were a hoax. And I will now show you these images. Where's my phone? Here it is.
Oh my gosh. What? That's so weird.
Emily, I'm going to share it to you because it'll be easy. So this was the photo that was claimed to be the Ozark Howler that was set in. It's clearly not the broad-chested, muscular creature that I've described.
It's really
and it's
sexy.
very tiny.
Okay.
Broad-chested, sexy.
I believe I sent it to Hamelette.
You did. Oh, what is that?
It's a rat terrier that someone in 2015 used Photoshop to put horns on it. So that was proven to be a hoax as well. Also, and this again is in Arkansas, which I know this is a Missouri cryptid, but some of these stories come from Arkansas, which is also part of the Ozarks. The Arkansas Game and Fish Commission said that they got a report of a sighting in Benton County, Arkansas, where they got an emergency call saying a motorist nearly collided with an unidentified mammal at 9:45 p.m. And they went to investigate, and he said it was a bear-sized gray, fast-running animal that he ran into in the road, but he didn't think it was a bear, and he didn't think it was a wolf, but it was the size of a bear and size of a grizzly. And in the Ozarks, there are no grizzly bears. There are only black bears, but this animal is reported as being
Gray.
the size of a grizzly, black usually. This one said gray, but usually black.
Okay.
Shaggy.
Bear-sized, broad-chested
Yeah, why are you
pecs.
sketching this? Someone sketch this.
Gosh.
Okay,
you're
so here's
right.
another one. And this is from Dub de Monsta on the Cryptozoology Reddit. And this is 2 years ago. And he just calls it the Dogman. But he said, my Dogman encounter made me a believer. I was always a skeptic of cryptids until the night I saw one myself. I didn't know what a Dogman was before the encounter. And he talks a lot about his girlfriend's sister. My girlfriend at the time, her sister, and I all went to pick up my girlfriend's sister's boyfriend from work one night. Got that?
Yes.
This was in a very rural area, by the way. On the way, we saw something that looked like a lichen from the underworld run in front of my girlfriend's sister's Tahoe and stare at us with glowing red fluorescent eyes. As if we were driving in slow-mo as it cleared our path. But it was fast. I thought it was a very large wild hog.
They were in slow motion, but it was fast.
So he said the moment felt like slow motion, but the thing went by them fast. I think it was almost like a surreal moment where it like locked in his mind. But yeah, I know he read it kind of weird.
Love it.
But he said that at first he thought it was a very large wild hog or bear, but it was too slender and uniquely shaped with short to medium black fur. We were in a Tahoe, and it was at eye level with us, and we were elevated. So I would have to say it was around 6 to 7 feet tall, standing up. So there is an example of it being bipedal, I would assume.
Okay.
It had long muscular arms and neck, large shoulders, and unproportioned hind legs like a dog, but bigger. We all looked at each other, yelling, "WTF was that?" But we were in such shock we didn't think about what it was until we got home. And boy, did we have a story to tell.
What does WTF mean?
It means what the flip? What in the furry creature? I saw every animal you could see. He, again, is from Arkansas. In Arkansas, and there is no mistaking them for anything out there. It is what it is. And then he lists some stuff. Cynocephaly, werewolves, Ozark Howlers, skinwalkers, Anubis, dogmen. They're the same reference. They do exist. They've been in existence before dogs. Maybe even us. Unless there's something way beyond modern science and technology going on.
Yes, I believe it.
And then there's another case where someone asked the question, anyone heard of the Ozark Howler? I live in the Northwest, and for a few years would hear about it from time to time. Once I moved there, I read an article about it that talked about a recent 2017 at the time sighting near Springdale Lake, which again is in Arkansas, not Missouri, but still in the Ozarks, which was maybe a two minutes from where I'd been living. Apparently it's a dog-like thing that has a crazy sounding howl that's hard to describe. Pretty cool stuff. And so this person said, when? Oh my gosh, for what?
We're taking Julia to go visit the campus of University of
that's
Arkansas
right. You
in
told
case
us
she wants to go
that.
there.
Well, you might want to warn her about the
I am
Ozark
taking
Howler.
notes.
Okay, so this person said, I just posted this on a podcast post, and this person it's Reddit. I don't have their name for some reason. But he says, I shit you not. I have 3 friends who saw that thing back in 2000, separate from one another. In fact, they all found out about each other's sightings by telling me, all in the same general area between Russellville and Knoxville, Arkansas. Knoxville is a tiny hole in the road. One of my friends was driving back from a day at school in Russellville, about 20 to 25 minutes away. It was night, and it ran across the highway, causing him to nearly wreck. As he described it to me in class the next day, he called it the crazy road monkey. But he described it like everyone else describes the howler, right down to the horns and oddly primate-looking face, which I thought was interesting. Because no one else really describes the face. They'll say like a dog, bear, cat-like creature, but this person actually says the face was primate-looking. Another saw it running through some yards in London, not London, England, but London, Arkansas, a tiny town between Russellville and Knoxville. Described it exactly the same. Then his sister, a very close friend of mine, who hadn't heard her brother's story or confided her story in him, told me this. She was driving one of the windy roads that connects London with another little town outside of Russellville. It was about sunset, but still light out. As she slowed down to safely navigate one of the tighter curves, she saw the same creature, just sitting there at the sharpest part of the curve on the dirt shoulder of the road, like a mix of a black bear, a dog, a cat, and an ape with horns. She kept driving because the other option was stopping, and it shoulder-checked her back quarter panel like a hockey player.
Like the 3-legged woman.
Yes, shoulder-checked the car. She drove home as quickly as she could, and I've never known this girl in 24 years to lie. Her brother and my other friend either.
Which is the perfect time to lie.
She waited 24 years to tell this lie. These sightings were before cryptid forums were very popular, let alone stories of the Ozark Howler, which are sparse even now. We all called it the crazy road monkey for at least 20 of the past 22 years since the sightings happened. And I'm interested in cryptids, but skeptical to the point where I ruin the fun of the subject for myself. I get it, dude. Anyways, that is the Ozark Howler. There were other stories, but I feel like,
wow.
Okay, so I guess
it.
There's a little bit of crossover there in the description, right? Like some people are saying it's more like a canine. Some people are describing it cat-like. Some people say bear. Some people say
ape.
Yeah, primate. So
or like bear, cat, dog-like creature that has a monkey face with horns. And the red eyes.
The red eyes. Okay, yeah, that's super fascinating.
And there was another one I read, and his story was really, really long, so I decided not to include it. But I'll just kind of tell you briefly. He lived on a farm in Missouri, very, very, very rural, but it was where historically there had been a bunch of moonshining happening. So there was like an old burnt-out truck that had been part of like the moonshining operation, and it had broken down and it like been burnt out. So trees were actually growing through the truck. And he said that they had like a really lush spring one time, like extra rain. So the like the foliage changed a little bit, and he was out hunting and got that feeling. He was 16 years old at the time, got the feeling that he was being watched. And he said this wasn't abnormal because he was a hunter and like they were really poor. So they actually relied on hunting deer to feed their family. So he said that it wasn't abnormal. So he always, when he gets that feeling, he stops and he scans and he checks to see if it's like a deer or something he should be tracking, or if he's being tracked by something like a cougar. And he said he didn't see anything, but he was filled with dread and decided to turn around and abandon the hunt and go home. And he comes into this part of the forest, and suddenly a man appears dressed. I think it was a hot day, dressed in full like logging gear, like he was wearing heavy pants and a flannel shirt.
Whoa.
And so he's like, oh, great, there's a poacher on our land. So he calls out and he's like, hey, excuse me, what are you doing? You're on our private land, and deals with poachers all the time. The man suddenly gets foggy. The man disappears into the woods. He goes and tries to follow the man, can't find any tracks, even though it was really wet and muddy. He shouldn't have been able to see tracks. Doesn't see any tracks. Goes home because he feels uneasy. And his mom's like, well, I just got calls from the neighbors, and all of these mutilated animals had, like, the neighbors called and said, have you had any problems with your livestock? Because we have a horse that's just been scratched up and completely mutilated. Another neighbor called and said that they had like dead goat, dead cow, dead baby cows. All these neighbors were having problems. So a few months later, the kid is out hunting and same thing. He gets this creepy feeling. He looks up and he sees a dead deer carcass, and looming above the dead deer carcass, he sees the Ozark Howler. He sees what he described as, but he said yellow eyes, a bear, dog, cat-like creature with a huge chest crouching over the deer, staring at him with yellow eyes. And he said that he had been trained, like you don't run from a predator. You like walk away slowly. But he said that he booked it and he ran. And then he comes out into the clearing where the truck is. And that same man he had seen before steps out from behind one of the trees that's going through the truck and just points to a trail he should take. And he takes that trail. And he thinks that he thinks it was a ghost of one of the old moonshiners because he wasn't dressed for the weather. He was dressed in old-fashioned clothes. Second time we'd seen him, second time the guy had like helped him. Like, at first, the guy led him in a different path than he normally would have taken out of the woods. And then the second time he sees him, steps out, points to a trail. He runs out, and the Ozark Howler chases him to the edge of the woods. And then once he's out in the clearing, stays in the woods. And then he goes home. But it let out a howl. And then he gets home, and his dad's waiting on the porch because his dad heard the howl. And then his dad said that he had actually had – I don't know why I didn't – I mean, I'm obviously telling the story, but I don't know why. I was like, I might not tell it, but this one's actually really interesting. His dad had the same thing happen to him where he was out felling trees when he was like 20. So it was like 20 years before with a chainsaw, and fells a tree, hears a sound, looks up. On the tree he had just knocked down is the beast, the Ozark Howler, crouched on the tree. He said he threw his chainsaw in the back of the truck, hopped in the truck, drove away, never went back for the tree. The tree's still there that day. Like, he felled it and didn't even go harvest it.
Wow.
And so when he heard that sound, and his dad also said that the beast, no, he said this. He said the beast, before it howled, made like a punctuated purring sound that was like, brrr, brrr, like a purring, but that started low and went high and was like very guttural, like
kind of like what cats do when they're like gonna like pounce.
Maybe, yeah. Anyways, so
that is not where I thought it was going to go when you talked about the lumberjack clothes. I thought it was more of a werewolf situation.
Yeah.
I thought so too when I first read the story.
Especially with your descriptions of a broad chest, because
you're so focused on
loggers
that
have broad chests.
They do it because they have to chop wood.
Yeah, because they're strong.
Yeah. Anyways,
Exactly.
that's it. That's the Ozark Howler.
Oh my God.
Wow,
Crazy,
that
huh?
was crazy.
Oh, I'm so glad
job,
you
Nettie.
told that
Thank you.
last story. That was so wild.
Me too. I'm glad I don't know why I wasn't. It was clearly
Like,
the
I
one
mean,
to
like maybe
include.
if it was like a little wordy in the thing.
He was a really good writer, but it was very like pastoral, like
Uh-huh.
green tufts of grass peeking through the.
Yeah.
It was beautifully written, but
You told it really well.
yeah,
Wow.
thank you, thank you.
I mean, I believe in it. What was it called again?
The Ozark Howler,
I believe in the
Yahoo,
Ozark
or the Hoo
Howler. And because loggers were tied in hoo-hoo.
Oh yeah. Which that
Yeah,
could just
exactly.
be rural Ozarks forest. Obviously,
Maybe.
loggers. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But Missouri, Arkansas, if you're in the Ozarks, look out for that Ozark Howler.
And the father-son experiences.
Right. And he also
Yeah.
said that his father was like not a man to exaggerate anything, didn't
very
tell a
practical
lie,
man.
very practical. And so that his dad would actually be like, I heard that. I know I experienced it. I've heard that before. And he said that like his dad was trembling when he told the story. Like, it brought back so much fear.
Wow.
Yeah. Scary.
Very.
Well, I wonder if maybe our cryptids maybe are the same thing.
Well, why don't you tell us about yours and let's find out?
Well, because some of your descriptions.
could be. Do
All right,
tell,
guys,
Haley.
Take a drink of
This
water.
might be a slightly triple crossover. I'm just putting that out there now. But you keep going.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. Missouri, what have you done to us? Did you know that
No,
Missouri is
sorry.
known as the show me state? They're like,
No.
we want proof.
They're like,
Didn't
show
know
me.
that.
Yeah. You know how when we do cryptid episodes, I sometimes like to look up what the other names of states are?
Mhm.
Missouri is the show me state.
They're like,
Hmm.
pics or it didn't happen.
That's where the saying pics where it happened pics where it happened didn't come from. Pics where it didn't happen came from was Missouri.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
100% fact.
Okay. I'm going to take you to a place called Camp Winoka. Kill, 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 kill. Die, die, die. Springfield, Missouri. 1970s. Legend has it that it was a Girl Scout camp and 3 campers were brutally murdered.
Oh, no, that's terrible.
The camp was closed. And then an unusual dog-like creature started to be spotted in this area. Description ranged from mutated deer, hybrid fox/wolfman, even a hunchback gorilla.
Oh my gosh, with horns?
Why did you
No.
point at Nettie when you said hunchback gorilla?
Because she talked about an ape-like creature for her.
I'm just joking.
People have always described me as a hunchback gorilla. You know this.
You just gesture kindly to your sister.
Hunchback
Just
gorilla.
some sort of
Presenting.
Just like our sister, originally called the booger dog. I'm just kidding. Our sisters have never been called that. Sorry.
Please, don't bring boogers into it.
No.
not booger dogs. Not now.
Not now.
It was fine being called a hunchback gorilla, but a booger?
Never. You've never been called that. So, it's said that this surfaces once a generation, and some believe that it is an omen. Sightings always occur before major storms. In 2009, radio DJs named this hound Paul.
Did they now? How did they even come up with that?
I don't know.
After Paul Bunyan? Daniel Paul Bunyan?
Oh, maybe.
Daniel Paul Bunyan Booth.
Someone called in saying that they had seen the creature wandering around Nixa, hence the term Nixa Hellhound.
Okay.
Another reported seeing it at a golf course. Maybe it wanted to do a few holes. Bushy tail, big ears, short legs. Paul even has his own Facebook page now, called Paul the Nixa Hellhound. And the last post that was posted on there is in 2015.
Oh, boy.
So you're saying he's been missing for 11 years?
It has his own Facebook page.
But no post since 2015.
But his last post was 2015.
Paul's missing. Breaking news. Paul's missing.
Since 2015.
Since 2015.
Oh.
The description on Paul's
This
Facebook
just
page. Paul's Facebook description is, I'm a hellhound. I hide, creep, and eat your garden. I've been spotted from Rogers, AR, Arkansas, to Rogersville, Montana, but I call Nixa my home.
Is it Rogersville, M.O.?
Yeah.
That's Missouri.
Rogersville, Missouri.
I've made that mistake in the past.
But I call Nixa my home. So, ... growl and stuff, ...
Growl and stuff. I don't know who created this Facebook page, but awesome job. And also, maybe let's have some updates.
You weren't listening. It's Paul. Paul who created it.
I did look at this Facebook page, and there's like one commenter on there consistently, and their name is Allison Merritt. So,
well, there's about to be some more comments.
Now, if you're worried about Camp Winoka and the murdered Girl Scouts.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Don't worry. There's no proof that actually happened.
Okay, thank heavens.
Camp Winoka was never a Girl Scout camp, but it was a hunting lodge built in 1890. And sightings of a dog-like creature in the Ozarks go back for centuries.
What were those Girl
Wait,
Scouts
was
doing
it a
at
hunting lodge where they hunted for Girl Scouts?
Oh, I hope not. That's terrible.
That's creepy. Who said that? Nettie?
I'm sorry.
And the radio DJs just gave it the name Paul.
Paul, I mean, come on, guys.
And that is the Nixa Hellhound.
Oh my gosh, radio DJs are up to no good.
I know.
Sometimes some good, but sometimes
no good.
Medium good, sometimes no good.
What was the one I did where the guy wrote the song?
It was
a cloudy day in the back of the...
What was that?
I don't
It
remember.
was in one of the I-states in the Midwest.
Yes.
Maybe Illinois, Indiana.
Indiana or Illinois, yeah.
Yeah, good job. Remember.
Iowa. It could have been Iowa. It wasn't Idaho. I know that.
Okay. Well, listen. The stories I'm about to tell you take place in and around Louisiana.
Missouri?
Yes.
Not to be confused with Mississippi.
Right. Louisiana is a small town, around 4,000 people in the state of Missouri, along the Mississippi
confusing
River.
at all.
So if ever there were an opportunity for me to get one of these wrong, this would be it.
Now would be the time.
Okay, so we're in Missouri. The town is called Louisiana. The river is the Mississippi. Not confusing.
Yeah, guys, come on.
So,
Let's rethink these names.
summer of 1971. Two women, Joan Mills and Mary Ryan, were having a nice little picnic in a wooded area along Highway 79. They were on their way to St. Louis. They were just chilling, enjoying their nice little summer picnic, when they smelled something horrific. It was such a foul stench. And shortly after, they saw what the smell was emanating from. It was a black, shaggy-haired creature over 7 feet tall. They said that he looked kind of like half man, half ape. He was skulking around in the nearby brush, and the women were so terrified that they just booked it to their car. They bolted, they got in the car, they locked the doors. They realized quickly that they had left the purse with the keys by their picnic stuff. So they just are in the car, doors are locked.
Oh, no.
They can't leave, but they're inside the car. The creature approached the car, slammed its hands down. I don't know if it was closed fist or open fist. I don't know. Slammed
Both
its
is
hands
aggressive.
down on the hood of their car,
I don't
shakes
like
the whole
this.
car. The women are terrified.
Oh, boy.
Then it proceeded to mosey on over to their picnic spot, eat some of their food,
Oh, I'd been so mad.
and then it just slinked off into the woods. When the women felt like it was safe, they ran over, gathered their stuff, primarily the keys, the purse with the keys in it, and they got out of there. Wow. They immediately, as soon as they got to a phone, because this was 1971, they didn't have cell phones. As soon as they got to a phone, they reported what they saw to the St. Louis Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of that. About a year later, this is July 1972,
Uh-huh.
two little boys that are brothers, Terry Harrison, who is an 8-year-old, and Wally Harrison, who is 5 years old, were playing together in their backyard of their home. Now, the Harrison family lived near Marzolf Hill, which was later named Star Hill. It's the same place, so if you think it's confusing, if you read about this, you're right. It is confusing, but it's the same place.
Okay.
So, it was summer break, so the kids were out of school. Parents both worked. Their 15-year-old sister, Doris, was looking out for the boys. She was inside because it was the 70s. You didn't have to be near your kids that you were watching.
No.
You just had to be somewhere. So she was inside. One account said that she was in the bathroom. Another account said she was in the kitchen doing dishes. I kind of suspect that she was in the bathroom, but then when this story started to spread, she was like, what? No, I wasn't in the bathroom.
I wasn't pooping.
What? I'm a teenage girl. I don't even need a bathroom ever. So
She's like, I was doing dishes like a responsible babysitter would do.
anyways, whatever room she was in, she suddenly heard her brothers screaming and hollering, not happy, fun, playing noises, but terrified noises, like something was horribly wrong and they were scared. So she looked out the window of the kitchen or bathroom, and what she saw was a black, shaggy-haired creature that stood over 7 feet tall with glowing orange eyes and a pumpkin-shaped head.
Oh, Okay.
It wasn't pumpkin colored, so don't picture that cute creature that probably just came into your mind.
I was picturing that guy from Gravity Falls.
Shaped head.
Picturing over the garden wall.
That's what I meant to say when I said Gravity Falls.
Oh, yeah. So she said it stood like a man, but it didn't look like, so this is a quote. She said, quote, "It stood like a man, but it didn't look like one to me," end quote.
How are its pecs?
So, impeccable. So, alarmingly, it was holding the corpse of a dead animal, presumably a small dog.
Oh, no.
Okay, I thought you were
Under
going to say
one arm.
corpse of a dead boy.
Oh, boy.
No, the corpse of a small animal. It looked to have blood on it. As the creature approached, the two little boys and their dog, their alive dog that was playing with them, all ran inside. They bolted inside.
Oh, good.
The boys were terrified. Doris was terrified. So they called their parents who were at work. Their father made it home first. Their father's name was Edgar Harrison. By this time, the creature was gone. But Edgar looked all around the yard because his kids were freaked out and he believed them. So he looked out all around the yard and he could see where foliage around the yard had been trampled, like from the bushy areas where the creature had approached. But, that was about all the evidence he could see. He couldn't find blood. He actually said he did see some tufts of black hair.
Okay.
Like fur or hair around the foliage.
Okay.
The Harrison's dog got violently ill right after this.
Oh, no.
Its eyes got super red and it was just vomiting uncontrollably for hours after. Possibly from the smell, maybe. Like the kids said that it smelled really awful. Who knows what makes dogs vomit? It could be something. It could be nothing. It could be that they stole one of your child roommate's socks. I mean, your children's socks.
Child roommate.
From where they leave them everywhere.
I prefer child roommate.
So Doris, from this moment on, there's more to this story, but Doris basically maintained her story forever, was the focus of ridicule, never profited off of this story, was a little embarrassed about it, but never profited from it. So she never, ever changed her description of what she saw. Glowing red eyes, pumpkin head, all of it. Side note, there is a theory. Some people think that maybe since what the creature was carrying could possibly have been, instead of a dead dog, it could have been the offspring of the creature. It could have been a tiny little, who knows?
Just recently birthed, covered in blood.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, was it bloody from that? I mean, or was it a dead dog? Who knows? Anyway, so.
Did it have horns?
No.
Okay.
No, but it had glowing orange eyes.
Yeah. And to me, a pumpkin-shaped face would be more primate-like than like a bear-shaped face or a dog-shaped face or a cat-like face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So word started to spread about what the Harrison children saw. For the next 2 weeks, there were a lot of sightings. That same afternoon, though, before the word had actually spread, that same afternoon, the Harrison's neighbor, Mrs. Clarence Lee, said that she heard weird animal sounds in her yard. Also, a farmer nearby said that he saw flashes of light, heard growls, and smelled a strong odor. And then his dog went missing.
Nuts.
This was leaving everybody to wonder if his dog was the creature that the big thing was holding. Who knows?
Oh, no.
Multiple witnesses described bright, unexplained flashes of light, glowing objects, and,
I wonder what those are, the bright flashes.
Emily, what didn't the Palmyra wolves have bright flashes of light? With
They had
them?
a green glow, didn't they? They had
Thought they had green
the
eyes.
Palmyra wolves had green glowing eyes.
But wasn't
And
there
there was-
a...
Yeah, I think there was a flash of light. I don't know. I'm as I'm trying to remember this, I'm getting it all confused because I remember Nettie joking that there was a flying bathtub, and I can't remember what was fact or fiction, or
Listen, it's because I thought it was a bathtub-shaped object.
It was. It was a bathtub-shaped object, I think, that probably had glowing lights on it.
Okay. Okay.
So, witnesses were starting to see things in the sky. There were also people hearing disembodied voices and wails echoing through the woods. Local and regional newspapers were reporting all this stuff about the lights, and they started to report about the sightings. And it was a big to-do. So you probably already know, since you guys are obsessed with Bigfoot-type creatures.
Yes,
I
yes,
was
I
going to
am.
say.
That Bigfoot and UFO phenomena are often linked. Sometimes witnesses describe glowing orbs, floating lights, electrical disturbances.
Smell.
And Bigfoot is known to kidnap dogs.
Oh, is he
Uh-huh.
or she?
Yes.
Strange sounds or absolute silence, like oddities in what you hear. So this creature, which became known as Momo, which stands for Missouri, which is MO. The state abbreviation is MO, and monster is MO. So Momo is what they started to call this
Missouri
thing,
monster, the Momo. Oh.
which is such a cute little name.
And it's bipedal.
Yes.
Wow.
Just want to say, if we had an organ monster, it would be called Ormo.
It would be if that's what you came up with.
Not as cute.
Mm-mm.
You don't have to call it that.
No, I'm just saying, if we use the same rule.
So, okay.
And if it
so
was
the
Texas, it would be
children's
Timo.
father. Wait, what?
Texmo.
And if it was Texas, it would be Timo, but Haley said Texmo.
Because it's TX.
Or, you guys, it could be Motex.
Oh.
I don't know. The sky's the limit. You don't have to
Yeah.
follow that exact pattern.
You're right.
You're right.
We can get creative with it.
Okay.
Now, okay.
Okay, I will.
Edgar Harrison, the father of the Harrison children, who, had that sighting.
Yes.
On July 14th, he was holding his usual prayer meeting. He was a Pentecostal, and he was holding his usual prayer meeting at his home. And as they were finishing up, he heard loud clanging sounds in the woods that sounded like rocks being thrown at the water tower on top of Marzolf Hill, followed by an animal-like growl. The sound started to get closer until the Harrison family came running out of the house in fear. They were so scared. They got in the car. They wanted to leave. Papa Harrison was like, "No, I'm curious," but then finally agreed to get them out of there. And as they were driving away, they encountered a posse of townsfolk on their way to investigate the sounds. Some of them had
posse?
guns. Yeah. Other people heard this stuff, and they were like headed out to go check it out.
I love a posse.
I know you do. So, Harrison supposedly, for some reason, shouted, "Here it comes." I don't know why he shouted that, and he didn't even elaborate on if he saw it or not, but then everybody scattered.
Good job, Harrison.
What?
But strange cries and screams were reported that night. Police officers Jerry Floyd and John Whitaker came to check it out, and they thought everything seemed normal. So, Edgar Harrison and several friends decided to investigate around Marzolf Hill that night, and they found an old building with a strong and unpleasant lingering odor that they thought maybe the creature had been hiding out in. He described it as a, quote, moldy horse smell or a strong garbage smell, end quote. So Edgar's scared family did not want to go back to the house, so they went to sleep and stay for quite a while, it turns out, at the restaurant that their family owned in town. So they vacated their house. They're like, "It's too scary."
They're like, we can get snacks here.
So with his wife and children out of the way,
Yes.
Edgar
they can get
is
snacks.
yes, they can get snacks. Edgar decided to turn his home into kind of a monster outpost. He took a leave of absence from work, and he decided to gather as many people as were interested to help him hunt the monster, pretty much full time. So he and this group of investigators camped out at the foot of Marzolf Hill for 21 nights. He says he never saw the monster himself, but he did hear it and he smelled it. And the sightings continued.
Wait, so do you think that he just was like, I want my wife to run the restaurant for a few weeks.
He's like,
I'm going to invite my buddies up to hunt.
No, so apparently he
Hunting,
owned
a
the
vacation.
restaurant, but he worked at like the town waterworks or something. Like he
Okay.
had a different separate job.
Okay.
So that is a good point.
He's like, oh no, a monster. Oh.
I have to go camping with my buddies. Tom and I need to go camp out for a while.
Right, exactly. So people, like with the lights and the sounds and the smells and the sightings, people thought maybe there was that extraterrestrial element.
Yeah.
They invited UFO enthusiast Hayden Hughes from
MUFON?
the International Unidentified Flying Object Bureau of Oklahoma to join them. So he traveled to Louisiana, Missouri, and joined the Monster Outpost with Edgar Harrison. And this Hayden Hughes theorized with his expertise that this creature had probably been like dropped off by a spacecraft, or it was an unidentified Neanderthal type creature.
He's like, I've come up with two reasonable conclusions.
Reasonable being
He's like, as a member of the International Unidentified Flying Object Bureau of Oklahoma City, I think... Just kidding. I think you can just join that. I don't think he was like really an expert, but that was just... Anyway, whatever. So
Wait, he just sounded like Carol from that cat cult.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
So
Ruthven. Cheryl.
Cheryl. Not Carol. Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Good memory.
Thank you.
So lots of official and unofficial groups were forming to find this thing. People are coming from out of town, people in the town. Some groups even included area Boy Scouts going to try to find this creature. Some armed, some not. I'm not talking about the Boy Scouts being armed. Hopefully the Boy Scouts were not armed. And conservation agent Gus Artis led one search, and he reported that, okay, this is a quote from him, quote, "I am convinced, and the rest of us are also, that there is nothing that even looks like a monster on Marzolf Hill," end quote. So he was not impressed by anything that he saw.
Okay.
Police Chief Shelby Ward was afraid that somebody was going to shoot and hit a local or something like that by mistake.
Yeah, it's a problem when you get people riled up.
Yes. In one instance, a bull on somebody's farmland was shot, people thinking that it was the creature.
Oh, geez.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So even on one night, people in a big group like did one of those combing maneuvers where they stagger themselves out like 30 feet apart and they try to like claim that they've covered all of the ground. But the funny thing was that night that they combed it all and claimed that they found 0 monsters on the hill, there were other sightings to the north and the south of the hill.
Wow.
So like away.
Sounds to me like we're dealing with a very intelligent Momo.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I know they're hunting for me tonight. I'm going to go this way and this way.
Okay, but they did supposedly find some odd footprints that were 3-toed and 10 inches long. And this is weird because some accounts that I saw said it was 3-toed, but I saw pictures that definitely had 5 toes that were supposedly from casts taken. I don't know why that is.
Huh.
And that's when
10
3-toed
inches
was reported,
long.
5 toes, 10 inches. Was it like a human-like or ape-like footprint? Like, what
so one of
was
the pictures I saw looked kind of like a Bigfoot footprint, like humanish, big, bigger, but
humanoid.
But some were claimed to be 3-toed. So, they said that there was also trampled brush, signs of digging, handprints pressed into the dry, hard soil, which some investigators said would take immense pressure to make. They said they kept smelling the thing, but they didn't see anything. So some people are convinced, some people are not convinced. For some reason, they sent the casts of the footprints to a man named Lawrence Curtis, who was the director of the Oklahoma City Zoo and Botanical Garden.
Oh, I was hoping
in
you would send
Oklahoma
him to
City.
our friend.
Lauren Coleman?
Yeah.
I really was hoping for a Lauren Coleman connection too, but he was busy, I think.
He's like, I'm too busy. with all the other cryptids, with the Ozark Howler.
He was like, I don't have time for this.
He's like, I'm writing forwards.
I feel like that same year he was already showing up at other cryptid sightings at the same time. So basically, this guy, Lawrence Curtis, said that the tracks were a hoax. They didn't have like the subtle structure that you would expect from a real biological footprint or handprint, didn't have natural toe flexion or like pressure variation that you would get from walking like toe to heel, or arch mechanics. I mean, just stuff like that. He said it looked manufactured to him.
Oh, he thinks it's someone on stilts.
Or somebody out there with, yes, stilts or molds or something. Okay, the supposed most reputable witness up to this point, because, you know,
Reputable
the women
or reputable?
and the children. Reputable. You're right. So the supposed most reputable witness up to this point was human adult man Richard Allen Murray.
Humanoid?
Human adult man. I love that.
So he was a former fire chief and town city council member, which everybody's like, we got to trust this guy. He was driving at dusk alongside a dry creek bed that carves through Louisiana, Missouri, when he saw a dark figure moving through the woods. He rounded a curve, which made his headlights shine on the creature, and he saw it. He was matched the other descriptions. It was over 7 feet tall. Shaggy black hair, not quite human. Startled by the headlights, the creature darted away before he could get a closer look. But he was pretty sure that what he saw was Momo. He later, though, conceded that maybe it was just a bear. Maybe his imagination got away from him because he had heard all the descriptions from everybody else and the hype surrounding the Harrison children's description and the other people saying they saw something.
I want him to trust himself.
Maybe the pectoral muscles weren't quite as broad as they should have been.
I think you're thinking of
The Ozark
Ozark
Howler.
Howler.
I don't know.
So, the police had so many calls coming in about this, like sometimes sightings, sometimes smellings, sometimes sounds, sometimes all three. The description and foul stench and crazy sounds were common themes, though. On July 21st, a man named Ellis Minor saw the monster on the Great River Road, which runs along the Mississippi River. He was sitting in front of his house. His bird dog started to get spooked. He shined his big, bright hunting flashlight out into the woods, and what he saw was a creature with, quote, hair as black as coal, unquote. He said, I could not see his face. He said he could not see its face because its hair hung down to its chest.
Whoa, that's
And he
shaggy.
said, as soon as I threw the light on it, it whirled and took off that away.
Which way?
That away. Okay, so during the last week of July and the early days of August, more tracks were found to the north and to the south of the town. On August 3rd, at the farm of Mrs. and I put Mrs. and Mrs. I think it's Mr. and Mrs. Bill Sudarth. They lived just northwest of town. In the night, they heard howling on their property and ran out with flashlights, and they found 4 large footprints in the middle of the garden. So Bill Sudarth called his buddy, Clyde Penrod, and he came out, they made a plaster cast. They were confused, though, because not only was it just like 4 prints in the center of the yard, it was like there weren't tracks leading to or from it from humans or creatures. So it was like they didn't understand how the prints
dropped
got
there.
It was almost like it was something that like was there and then was not there.
Just like disapparated.
Dropped
Like,
there and then
Could have been.
It can fly.
Disappeared.
Yeah. So, you know,
And the prints
Weird.
were
They got
Like-
casts.
yeah, well, they got casts of these prints.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. Okay.
So, you know, after this,
And they were humanoid.
Momo, I mean, Yeah, I mean, it didn't say in this description from the Siddharth property if they were 3 prints or it just said large prints, 4 large prints in the middle of the yard. So it didn't say if it was 3-toed or 5-toed or 10 inches or anything. That was all I heard about it.
Did they send these casts off anywhere to be investigated?
There were a few casts, and I don't know which ones were sent to the Oklahoma Zoo curator.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, why choose a zoo curator from Oklahoma to be your specialist on casts? Right?
I would need to know more about his background.
Yeah.
It was hard to find.
I'm going to need to get, like, what's your degree?
Yeah.
You know?
What are your qualifications?
Thank you.
Exactly. He seemed to be really good at curating
zoos,
animals for zoos. Okay, so moving on. William McGee. So basically, this was all in 1972, and we're jumping forward almost 20 years.
Okay.
In 1991, William McGee, who is a self-proclaimed cryptozoologist and Bigfoot researcher.
Okay, just like us. Okay, go on.
And I'm 6 years old.
What?
She's at this time.
I'm 6.
Oh, yes, you are. So
You were.
So it couldn't have been you.
No.
Because your feet weren't 10 inches yet. Okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
You're good. He lived in Bowling Green, Missouri, which is about a 15-minute drive from Louisiana, Missouri. He claimed to make brief eye contact with a creature with this same description that was squatting at the edge of his property. He said that it was covered in black-brown fur, hair, and it was about 7 feet tall, and it was kind of hunched over, and that the face was more human than primate, not ape-like.
What? That's Bigfoot. Momo.
He said it startled and suddenly leapt straight up over the steep 8-foot creek bank.
That's why its footprints just disappear. He jumps.
Yes. It just bounced. Yeah, maybe. So he said it could have been a split second. It could have been 20 minutes. You're looking at something you're told doesn't exist. It's looking at you. He also said his grandfather claimed to see Momo a few times while hunting, and he thinks that it's just a migratory creature.
Well.
His son-in-law, Ben, said he saw it on Valentine's Day of 2015. So, these are the sightings that I found that I kind of pieced together. I have a few additional thoughts.
Okay.
Some people suggest that it was, and this reminds me of what you said, Nettie, the glowing eyes and all the description. I mean, there are some similarities, but some people suggest that it was just a black bear with mange that was walking on its hind legs. There are black bears in Missouri. When they walk on their hind legs, if they're walking only on their hind legs, it's usually because their front paws are injured.
Sore. Oh.
Yes. So, and often because of a trap or something,
No.
But they can be 5 to 7 feet
Just
tall.
a little foot massage.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe some lotion.
Do bears have pumpkin-shaped heads and orange glowing eyes?
Not a pumpkin-shaped
And
head.
do they smell like garbage
Maybe.
or a moldy horse, whatever that means?
Bigfoot does.
Yes, the skunk ape does. Variations of Bigfoot smell real bad.
I'm asking you, do bears walking on their hind legs have pumpkin-shaped heads?
No.
And emit that foul smell.
They kind of have pea heads.
No, but Bigfoot does. Yeah.
You're right.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how bears smell. I have only seen one
Why are you so
in
shy?
the wild.
Why are you so shy about smelling the bears?
Okay,
Okay, so there was a former radio DJ. Like I said earlier,
Oh,
radio
these radio
DJs are
DJs.
always stirring up trouble. There was a former radio DJ and producer who supposedly made up reports to keep this Momo story alive.
dude.
And he claimed that
In
80%
2009?
In the 70s. He
Oh.
claimed that 80% of the reports from the 70s were them making it up. Okay. Also, a woman named Priscilla Giltner, who had been a high school English teacher at the time in the area in Louisiana, Missouri, she heard about this stuff. She called up one of her students that she suspected was probably responsible for it. And he was like, no, I swear it wasn't me, but I know who it was, and named 3 other kids. And she says that they were good kids that had like a black mink coat and were just playing a prank on everybody. She swears that it was these 3 kids, and she won't name who they were.
But how do they get the smell and the pumpkin-shaped head and the glowing eyes?
In the middle of the night. Just like hanging out waiting for a car to drive by?
Also, like as soon as...
To jump? This reminds me of the Black Flash.
Yeah, the smell is a big thing for me. Like, how could you emanate that?
Uh-huh.
Unless you like rolled around in garbage or dog poop or something.
Well, remember the Black Flash, the cryptid I did from a few states ago? And they also thought it was 3 athletic kids, but we couldn't figure out
The blue flame.
It was called the black. Oh yeah, how the blue eyes glowed. How
And it had a flame.
and flame from its mouth. Yes,
Yeah.
just like
The Black
Spring Hill
Flash
Jack.
And
Blue
had a
flame.
blue flame from its mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
but it's funny that it's always blamed on 3
Children
kids
in a trench coat.
In a trench coat.
I'm Ronald Adult Man. I don't have 3 alcohols, please.
Ronald Adult Man. We'll always laugh.
Okay, so, this teacher, Priscilla Giltner, swears she knows who it is and won't reveal who they were.
Priscilla, I don't believe you.
I have a couple of questions.
reveal.
Okay, so the first 2 witnesses, the women, like, how could you, if you are 3 kids in a trench coat,
Yeah.
how could you eat their picnic? Was it a Cookie Monster situation where they're like, "Bah, bah, bah," and like crumbs are just flying everywhere, but nothing's going in their mouth?
Yeah. And shake the cart with the violence that their car was shaken with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Closed-fisted or open-handed, we're not sure.
Yeah, or bounding 8 feet, just crazy, like out
Over
of
some
I don't know.
wall.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
too many holes in the story, Miss
Priscilla.
Miss
No
Priscilla
kidding.
Geltner.
Yeah. So, as a busy mother of 3 that works also, I did not have time to watch the 2019 movie about Momo called Momo, the Missouri Monster.
Oh my gosh.
my
I remember
gosh.
seeing advertisements for that, and I did not realize that it was actually about Momo the Missouri Monster.
So, yeah, a lot of people get confused because much after all of the Momo like frenzy, there was that Momo thing that was
On YouTube.
the
Oh, the
creepy,
white, almost
bug-eyed.
crawler-looking guy.
No,
No.
the Momo thing looked like almost like the Ring Girl, but with buggy eyes. It was really just like a Japanese art installation,
Yeah.
but like a Japanese artist that made this thing. But there was like all this hysteria about it, like the Momo challenge, and parents thought that their kids were being told to commit suicide or something.
Yes.
It was all just a lot of hysteria.
Very alarming.
Not related. Okay, there was
Okay.
also a Momo ride at the Six Flags Park in St. Louis.
Was it scary?
What?
From 1973 to 1994. That was
Close it down.
just popular. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the ride closed down or if the Six Flags closed down. I did take to Reddit
Oh,
to
good.
find some stories to share. Okay, so BFBT Brickhouse said, my family members were part of the posse that went to go hunt it down in Louisiana in 1972. Nothing was found. They just kept saying when they made it to the top of Star Hill, which was then Marzolf Hill, that whatever was there smelled really, really bad.
They did smell something.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Snoo Donuts 3028 says, hello, I grew up in the Curryville, Vandalia, Missouri area. My grandpa was a farmer there. My dad recently told me that my grandpa and the radio show hosts who first talked about Momo, can't remember their names off the top of my head. I think they were at a radio station in Bowling Green, maybe Louisiana, not certain. They were drinking buddies and apparently came up with the whole thing as a hoax. At my
Nerds.
grandpa's dining room table over beers. Sorry, y'all, but Momo is not real and never has been.
I'm going to need to see video footage of them jumping 8 feet.
Yes. So I'm also going to tell you what Smut Katir said.
Oh, yes. I'm very
Ooh,
interested in Smut Katir. Anything Smut Katir has to say.
They said, the first Momo flap happened when I was a little kid, and my dad would tell me bedtime stories about him. Called him, quote, Momo the hairy biped, unquote. And it started a lifelong fascination with Bigfoot and cryptozoology. My mom never forgave him and claimed that I could have turned out normal. Yeah, there were a couple other things, but that's all I wanted to share from the Reddit. I just want to say, if you do see Momo or anything like it, don't shoot. It could be 3 kids in a trench coat.
Which sounds like a great name for a band or a podcast.
3 kids in a mink coat or 3 kids in a trench coat?
3 kids in a trench coat, 3 kids in a mink coat.
Yeah. I mean, or it could be a lost interdimensional being that just,
just needs to find its way.
Doing whatever.
It's just a little stinky.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of sources, and I will share them in the show notes. And you guys can decide if you want to cut this out or not, but I did listen to one. I didn't actually take any information from this podcast about Momo because I found all of the same information in other places. But this lady was talking about Momo, and then she was like, as you all know, I often read Bigfoot erotica on my channel. And I was like, what in the world? I never even thought that could exist. I don't know if I want. I think I'm not glad I know
It's
it exists
out there.
I knew it because when I did audiobooks, that was one of the things. Like, I had to clearly uncheck myself from anything erotica. Bigfoot erotica was actually a big
draw.
big niche.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow,
And
wow.
Bigfoot erotica, and the other one that there was a ton of before I realized I could uncheck myself from that and didn't have to see those as options. Like, literally, it was like, oh my gosh, how many of these are there? Was size differentiation erotica. Emily, that was so good. I do wonder, okay, when you were talking about the crossover, I wonder if that one sighting where they called him the monkey man was actually a Momo sighting, except that they said he had horns. And your descriptions of Momo did not have horns.
Didn't have horns. He didn't have horns. He had, and that's another thing. Like most of the other Bigfoot type creatures that have different names regionally, most of them are described as brown furred, like brown or reddish brown fur. And this one was black shaggy.
Missouri,
He did it.
show me a cryptid. The show me state.
Yeah.
All right, who's taking us out? Was it me?
you.
Yes, it's me. All right. Thank you for listening. Once again, we are the Spooky Darlings. You can find us on our socials at The Spooky Darlings Podcast, and you can find us at The Spooky Darlings on any place you listen to podcasts. And our merch, if you want to go peruse it and treat yourself to something, is at thespookydarlings.printful.me. We have sweatshirts, we have hoodies, we have beanies, we have tote bags, we have cardigans. It's maybe some other stuff I don't quite remember.
T-shirts. Heard of it?
I've never heard of it. I own a few, but I've never heard of it. So treat yourself, and thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
5 stars.
Yes.